Good morning. Good morning, Sharif. There he is from India. Reporting live to you from India, Sharif. I'm going to go outside and use a bathroom real quick. Use the baño. Got Nasdaq opening up here in 15 minutes. It's Friday. We got to come up with names for the week. You know, Fresh Cash Friday is a cool name, but I didn't create it, and I don't want to use that one because it's somebody else's. We got to come up with our own. So if you have any suggestions on what we can call Fridays, we can have a name for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but I think we need to start with a name for Friday. Fresh Cash Friday is a pretty cool name, but we got to pick something else. Robert, good morning from North Wales. I can't wait. One day, eventually, when I'm making the big money, I can travel to North Wales and just start traveling all over the world, see every country. I want to go everywhere. So one of these days, then maybe I can meet up with some of my subscribers that were with me from day one. I'll go see Robert in North Wales and meet Sharif in India. You know, I got my passport. I just need the money now. Just need the money for the airplane tickets. There we go. I don't drink alcohol anymore, but I drink coffee and tea. I just want to see some cool stuff. I want to travel and just see the world. But anyway, I'll be back in just a couple minutes. We got the opening bell here in about 14 minutes or... Oh, I got to log into TradeAway real quick. Hold on. I got to do something real quick because that chart's not accurate. We got to log in here just a minute. Oh my, good thing I caught that. Paying attention. I don't know why you got to do that once in a while. You got to re-log into Trading View. There we go. Is it 5 minute accurate? No. You gotta log into like each time frame. I gotta reopen my tabs here. That's annoying. Oh well. So get the 1 minute chart here. I guess I can share my screen again. I'm logged in, I think. Yeah. So if I go like this, and then we do main. Come on. 2 minute chart. There we go. Is that on the right one? 816? Yeah. All right, here we go. Should be good now. The luxury plane. Yeah, you need a big plane to go from United States to the Middle East or Asia. Much bigger plane to cross over the Atlantic Ocean is required. Definitely probably better to just buy some airplane tickets instead of a plane that can do that. First, I need a plane just to get around in Texas. Then I'll need a plane to get around the United States. And then you need a way bigger plane to cross over the ocean. Now you're talking millions and millions of dollars. Lots of moolah. Might just be easier to pay for an airplane ticket. But you never know. Maybe one day I'll have my own plane to travel the whole globe. And who knows what technology will be like in 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now for traveling around the world. You know, it might be something a lot different. 5-minute, 15-minute. I got the hourly chart. Sorry, I gotta get all my tabs open here again. So we're with the real-time data pulled up. Real-time data. We got the hourly chart here looking pretty bullish still. Market pushing up pre-market here pretty nicely. And then we'll pull the ES up as well. I usually don't check ES too much, but sometimes I at least have a tab open for it. So there's the 2-minute ES chart. And then there's the 2-minute Nasdaq. So how much did we push up there since 7 a.m.? Nice. About 280 points right there. And she's still going. All right. Not giving sellers a chance. Cooking hard. We got no news really. No news. So we just had 7:30 Texas time numbers, 8:30 if you're on the East Coast. We had some numbers come out there at 7:30. But nothing else. So see what happens today. All of our rules stay the same. I'm going to go use the bathroom real quick, come back, and then we'll read through our rules. We'll do our thing. And then we'll wait for this hourly candle to close. Unlike yesterday, we're going to do that today, and we're going to be patient. Yesterday, we got, I don't want to call it lucky, but we were able to recover a impatient losing trade into a green day. You know, let's just thank the Nasdaq gods for that, but because we didn't follow our rules that well. So today, we are not going to do that today. We're going to follow our rules and see what happens. Just going to see what happens. I'll be right back. Market's open. Market's open. Here we go. Pulling back down to the 21 EMA on the 2-minute. Market is open. We're live. There we go. 15-minute chart pulled up here. Boom. All right, it's January 17th. Market's open. We're going to read January 17th, day one, haggling with God. I read this every day, like I said, so might as well read it out loud to y'all if I'm going to be reading it. You might learn something. I don't know. You might already know this stuff. Or you might not believe in God or be religious. That's all right. All right. Then he said, "Oh, do not let the Lord be angry if I speak just once more. Suppose 10 are found here," he answered. "For the sake of 10, I will not destroy it." Haggling. Some people are really good at it. They always appear willing to walk away from the deal if it's not their liking, and they never let the other party know their bottom line. As recorded in Genesis 18, God decided that the people of Sodom and Gomorrah were so wicked that the two cities must be destroyed. The problem for Abraham was that his nephew Lot and Lot's family lived in Sodom. So Abraham decided to haggle with God over the fate of Sodom. Abraham started with the statement, "Will you indeed sweep away the righteous with the wicked? Suppose there are 50 righteous within the city. Will you then sweep away the place and not spare it for the 50 righteous who are in it? Far be it from you to do such a thing, to put the righteous to death with the wicked. So the righteous, fair as the wicked, fair be that from you. Shall not the judge of all the earth do what is just?" God responded that if there were 50 righteous people in Sodom, then God would spare the city. Abraham then repeated his request for 45 righteous people, then 40, then 30, then 20, and finally 10. Each time God responded that he would spare Sodom if there were that many righteous people living in it. Abraham probably walked away from the exchange thinking that he was a terrific haggler, but God knew Abraham's bottom line. Abraham was concerned only about Lot and his family, who numbered around 10. The audacity and effrontery of Abraham's haggling is extraordinary. Why did God ignore it and play along? God would rather have us be concerned and plead for others, even in an impertinent way, that to have us be silent because of fear or self-centeredness. God looks past our rudeness to see our love. Boom. All right, there's January 17th. Now we're going to read the 5 fundamental truths to trading and the 7 principles of consistency. I'm going to keep reading this until it's ingrained in my brain, even if it takes a couple months. So, truth number 1, anything can happen. Number 2, you don't need to know what is going to happen next in order to make money. Number 3, there's a random distribution between wins and losses for any given set of variables that define an edge. Number 4, an edge is nothing more than an indication of a higher probability of one thing happening over another. And number 5, every moment in the market is unique. Just like every moment in real life is unique. It'll never be January 17th, 2025, 8:34 Central Time again. I am a consistent winner because I objectively identify my edges. Number 2, I predefine the risk of every trade. 3, I completely accept risk or I'm willing to let go of a trade. Number 4, I act on my edges without reservation or hesitation. Number 5, I pay myself as the market makes money available to me. Number 6, I continually monitor my susceptibility for making errors. And number 7, I understand the absolute necessity of these principles of consistent success, and therefore I never violate them. There it is. Today's January 17th, Friday. Market's been open for 5 minutes now. Pulling back to the 21 EMA, closing below it now. So we've got our range forming here. So far, the high for market open 653 down to 548. So a little bit over 100 points there. to the downside at open. We keep our 15-minute chart pulled up here. When this candle closes, we're going to mark the high and the low. Then we're going to wait till 9 a.m. Texas time to wait for our setups. We're going to get in, get out, either win or lose, and then we'll be back Monday at the same time to do it again. If and only when we continue to be consistent in following our rules, which so far we're doing a pretty good job. The 1-minute chart pulled up here, we will switch to 12 micro contracts and everything else stays the same. And we can start getting that equity curve a little bit steeper. We got to stick to our rules. There it is. We got 6 people watching, 3 likes. If you haven't, go ahead and like the video and subscribe if you haven't done so already, so that you can be tuned into this live Nasdaq futures trading channel, which is live every day, Monday through Friday, 8:15 Texas time, 9:15 if you're on the East Coast. And if you're in North Wales and India, you got to do the math, because I don't know how many hours ahead y'all are. I'm not going to remember all the time zones. I got this big mouse pad on my desk right here with every time zone, but I guess I have all the time zones right here. I probably could just introduce every time zone every day. That would take a long time. I don't think I'm going to do that. India is what, plus 5 hours ahead of that. Well, wait, hold on. Let's see if I can do this right with just my mouse pad. Looks like they're splitting Texas in 2. Is Texas 2 time zones? I forget. I think it might be. No, it's not. It curves around Mexico. It's not a straight line. It gets funny when it gets to countries. The time zones curve, but when you're in the middle of the ocean, it's straight up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, India's like 12 hours ahead. I don't even know where North Wales is. I don't know. 5 minutes left in this opening 15-minute candle. I got a new couch coming for the RV next week. That's exciting. I bought an inflatable couch just for fun, just to see what that would be like. Super cheap, less than $100. Well, my dog popped it. Not because he was chewing on it or biting it or being aggressive, but I think just how heavy he is with his nails just sitting on it kind of messed it up. So that didn't work. So we got a new couch coming on Tuesday, I think. It's going to go right here. And I got to get like some new area rugs. Maybe at least just like one. I had to rip out the carpet in here a couple months ago. Now I just have exposed like plywood floor in the corner right here. So I need to get some little area rug. Now Remy's just been using the deflated inflatable couch as a bed with a comforter and some pillows. She's got a nice little bed, stay warm. We got the electric fireplace going and the gas furnace going, keep us warm in here. We got the Starlink for our internet. It's 49 degrees Fahrenheit out there right now, not too bad. It's going to go up to 74 today, Fahrenheit. So, honestly, probably turn the fireplace off. And then when I got to go to the restaurant today, I won't be back until tonight. We serve dinner and lunch. I won't be back until like 9:30. Do it again tomorrow. Sunday, just lunch. Monday, Tuesday, restaurants closed, but the market is open. Nasdaq 21,520 right now, testing the teens. Oh, went down the wrong pipe. Just being patient here. Looks like we might have had a little pullback. Market pulling back a little bit here. Did have some resistance up there at this hourly pivot, 649. We pushed through it up to 680 and then pulled back. So yeah, could probably drag this line over. It's like 650 area is kind of resistance right now. And then we got another pivot point up there. That's hourly resistance at the 650. If you didn't know, now you know. I got these pivot points on here, which is just they're just based off of a mathematical equation based off of yesterday's price action. It's a simple math equation, how they dictate where these orange lines are going to be. So hourly pivot points are different than the 15-minute, 5-minute, 2-minute. The 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute are all the same pivot point. And then when you jump up to the hourly, it changes. So that's why we got another one up here at 725. But right now, this hourly pivot point kind of holding the price down right now. So we'll see what happens here. And then this one would act as support at the 260 area, 262. So 262, which is like, we could draw another one if we wanted to, another line. 262.50. Right there. So these two purple lines are like our hourly. I know we got a lot of lines on here. Take key levels off. Basically, those are just pivots now. Pivot areas right there. 2 minutes, not as bad. So, just waiting now. Oh yeah. Okay, just kind of waiting another 3 seconds. There we go. That candle's closed. We can mark the high and the low now. For some reason, key levels isn't showing us the exact price. We can just eyeball it. We'll just give it a good eyeball. Right there. And the low is 492.25. There we go. 492.25. There's our 15-minute range. Top of the range, kind of right at that hourly pivot point, which is pretty interesting. How that works. There's our 2-minute chart. So we kind of got to get through like up and above that area for the bulls. And wait for this hourly candle and 15-minute candle to close again, and then we'll start looking for our setups. And that's all we got to do. Those are kind of big candles, actually. Do them more like that. Like that candle was from like 514 to 550. It's a 35-point candle right here. So we got some volatility coming in here. I think we're gonna be more disciplined with how many points we take on the first two partial take profit areas, because yesterday could have targeted a little bit more on those first two. We trailed the last one good on our winner yesterday, but the first two we could have grabbed a little bit more. So just being a little bit more patient to let those winners run a little bit better on the first two levels. Like if it's gonna go, it's gonna go. So you might as well grab at least like 15 or 16 points on those first two, and then 20 to 25 on the second two, and then just trail that that third one. So just drinking some water. That's it. That's all we got. Just water. Had our 4 eggs for breakfast. Should probably set another alarm for like 9 a.m. every day. It's like, no. I don't know. When this alarm goes off, that means we can take the safety off the gun. Free to shoot. A little alarm for 9 a.m. so I don't get distracted or impatient and take a trade. Charging 8%. Battery is not charging. Why does it say that? Why is the battery not charging? Huh. I had my laptop unplugged last night. I plugged in this morning. It's at 8%. It says power source, power adapter, but then it says battery is not charging. I don't know why it says that. A ruh-roh. Baby, why does it say that? It says it's charging on the power set or the battery settings in the settings. I don't know. Pretty sure it's charging. Just gonna leave it alone. It looks bearish still, but you never know. The bottom of that range could keep the price in there, but obviously we want to see a breakout below the range and pull back up to the 21 EMA and give us a nice breakout and continuation. That's kind of what we would be looking for a short. Otherwise, we're basically looking for the exact opposite for a long. And again, that edge is just a higher probability that it's going to happen than not, but it's not a guarantee because anything can happen. Every moment in the market's unique. So, you know. We've been tracking this edge since December 2nd. It's January 17th. So about a month and a half now. And if I count all the days that worked, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 times it's worked. Get a calculator out here. Out of and when it hasn't worked, that would just be a day you would take no trade. So like technically you could have almost like 100% win rate with this thing. Like I know that sounds crazy, but you're probably not going to. We don't because, well, not with the strategy. We don't have 100% win rate this week. We took a losing trade yesterday, but that's because I didn't follow the strategy. It's not because the strategy didn't work. Out of one, this is just like the percentage of the times that the setup appears in the market, like on a daily basis. So if it doesn't appear, then that would be a day you take no trade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. $18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 divided by 31. So 80% of this, 80% of the time, this setup so far in a month and a half presents itself at least once a day. So it means like one day out of the week, you might do no trade at 80%. And the other 4 days, you would have green days. Yesterday, kind of got lucky. We turned a red day into a green day. But if we would have just stuck to our one trade a day rule, we would have logged a red day yesterday. And it wouldn't have been because the strategy didn't work. It would have been because I wasn't patient enough for the strategy to show up. So that's pretty good. But that's just part of trading. The other part is the psychological part and the ability to follow through with it consistently each day and follow those 7 principles of consistency, which is I objectively identify my edge. I predefine the risk of every trade. I completely accept risk or I'm willing to let go of the trade. I act on my edges without reservation or hesitation. I pay myself as the market makes money available to me. I continually monitor my susceptibility for making errors, and I understand the absolute necessity of these principles of consistent success, and therefore I never violate them. So you got to do that part every day. Because, and the reason why it has to be every day is because the seventh one is I never violate them. That would mean every day. Doesn't mean if you don't follow it every single day of the whole year, you're not going to be profitable. No, but if you want to be as profitable as possible, which should be the goal for everyone, you would try to follow these every single day. So we didn't follow it on Wednesday or Thursday. Wednesday we did no trade. I violated acting on hesitation. So I didn't take a trade when I saw my setup finally at the end of like the 9 a.m. Texas time hourly candle. And then yesterday we were impatient. Didn't wait until the hourly candle closed, jumped in short too early, and then made up for it, turned it into a green day. But we're still green on the week, no red days. But this strategy, just if it doesn't show up, then that's just a day you take no trade. You don't have to take a trade every single day. You don't. Unlike every other job where you got to show up and work the whole time, sometimes our job is just to show up, observe, and do no trade. That would be your job. That would be your work for the day. So if we only have to do that one day a week, like no trade on average, maybe it takes 2 weeks before we have a no trade day. You know, it doesn't have to be every week. There's weeks where this setup shows up every day of the week. But just based off of the calculation I just did, going back to December 2nd, it's like 80% of the time. So what after we get through February and March, we'll have an even more accurate percentage because we'll have a couple more months. But so far, I mean, I like those numbers. Those are really good. So kind of bear flagging here on the 2 minute, but I want to see it get below outside of this range first. Bear flag down here, bull flag up here. We might drop down to VWAP here in a minute. We got VWAP at 21,475. So it would be like down here. Looks like she wants to go. There's the 859 candle, and there's the drop. A little bit. Bottom of the range, holding the price up a little bit right now. So I don't like getting short in here. It's worked before, but I don't want to make a habit of it because this range could act as support kind of. But, you know. You know. We got the hourly candle closing here in 15 seconds. We're going to wait for another flag to form, which means we got to wait for the pole and the flag. So we're not placing any trades for a little bit of time now. There we go. Set an alarm just so if I start getting distracted or looking at other stuff, I know 9 a.m. That's the 9 a.m. alarm. Now we're ready to wait for our setup. We could sit here for an hour and take no trade, or we're going to take one good trade. We're either going to win or lose, and we're going to come back on Monday. So you're pulling back up into the range right now. That's kind of why I didn't want to get short in here. 15-minute range kind of protecting us. We didn't get that continuation all the way to VWAP. We still could, but we didn't on that kind of like breakout. So that's why I didn't like it. Whoa. My mouse has been like fucking, excuse me, sorry. I gotta stop cursing too. That's another thing I'm trying to work on. My mouse has been weird. I have a wired mouse and a wireless one. I'm using a wireless one, but the reason why Oh, that's nice. Now that I'm talking about it, just stopped working. The wired one doesn't have a button on the side of it where I can switch back and forth between these two screens like this. Like the way I'm doing this is a button on my mouse on the side where my thumb is, and it lets me go back and forth between these two screens. Until I get a second monitor. Once I get a second monitor, then I can just have TradeAvate on one monitor and Trading View on another monitor. Probably have TradeAvate on the right one and Trading View on the left one. Just we read left to right, and so I'm looking at Trading View most of the time, and then look to the right to place the trade. So I think a monitor is like $100. So we're gonna get one of those. Sharif, I gave you my $100. I don't have money for a monitor now. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. We're gonna get another monitor. That'll help. But yeah, that's why I didn't really like this. Don't really like this bear flag. It's got to get below or above the range. So right now we're still in the range. Should have our trading checklist pulled up here too. Whoa, what just happened? I lost my screen. Hold on. Doing something real quick. There we go. And then, what the heck just happened? Here we go. Now, alright, whatever. Not worried about it. Alright, whatever. Now it says battery's at 3%. What the heck is going on? Why is my battery percentage dropping? What is going on? Is my computer gonna die in the middle of my session? I'm not unplugging it the night before again. What is going on here? It says it's charging. I just don't know why we went from 8% to 3%. What is going on? What is going on? Having some technical difficulties here. I don't know why it says that. I don't know why. I gotta remember not to fall asleep with my laptop not on the charger. Usually I don't do that. It says it's charging. So anyway, just chopping along the 21 EMA now in the 1 minute. Just kind of sitting here. Now we gotta sit and be patient and do our job. And then also we can draw our little blue box here to show us our. Man, this mouse is like fucking. Sorry, did it again. I cursed. Being weird. There's our trading session. That's kind of like a support area between the pivot and the bottom of the range and VWAP. We gotta see the price get below this whole area, and then bear flag, and then we got this area acting as resistance, Pulling up the 5-minute chart here. Just kind of waiting to see what happens. I don't know what's going on with my battery, so if my stream just ends up, now we're back up to 4%. All right. Weird. We went from 8 to 3 back up to 4, and nothing's changed. I'm plugged in, and what's going on? Just gonna sit back and hopefully not fall asleep as this Nasdaq is doing its thing. I mean, at this point, we would have to wait a good 6 to 8 minutes anyway, because if you think about it, if a pole has to form in either direction, and then the flag, the average pole is at least 6 minutes at a minimum, and then flag another 6 minutes, not place any trades for another like 15 minutes or so at a minimum. So now it's like just sit here and don't fall asleep. You too, as the viewer, you're gonna be like, man, this guy. When you have a setup strategy where you take very few trades, it can be a little boring. I'm not somebody that's taking 30 scalp trades a day. That would just be way too stressful for me. I like to live my life as peaceful and stress-free as possible. I haven't always lived a life like that, and trust me, I've fallen in love with the peaceful, stress-free life. There is no better way to live than that. People talk about it, all I want is peace and this and that, but then go make it happen. Eliminate the areas of your life that are causing stress and taking away from your peace, and then you're left with a peaceful life. It's like you boil all the negative, bad stuff out of the equation, and you're left with a product of just peace. Whether it's relationships, like with certain people, music that you listen to, or social media that you watch and follow, your diet, your sleep, drugs or alcohol, just get rid of all the bad stuff, and then you're left with just good. And that'll be reflected in your trading. So, maybe don't drink a ton of caffeine. We got a fly in here that's taken from my piece a little bit right now. I need to get one of those electric fly swatters. I used to have one, because it's hard to kill a fly. My last name might be Lee, but my first name's not Bruce. How did somebody just call me with my phone on Do Not Disturb? They double dialed me in Fort Worth, Texas. Those double dialers, what are we going to do with them? We're going to block them. Just completely disrespecting that I have my phone on Do Not Disturb. You got to do that too. I've had girls like that. Fuck this fly. This fly is going to get it in a second. You guys are going to see me break out some freaking kung fu in here. I've had some girls where, like, you put your phone on Do Not Disturb, and they know what you're doing. They know you're trading. They know you're in a trading session, but they want to talk to you, and they want to text you, and they know if they click the call button twice on the phone, it'll go through. They don't care if you're trying to make money. You got to just block those kind of people in your life. Just completely block them out. Delete their number, block them, get rid of them out of your life. I've had to do that. You got to be the quote-unquote bad guy sometimes. It doesn't mean you're a bad guy. They're just perceiving it that way. That's just their perception. That doesn't mean that's who you actually are. I mean, it's still kind of like a bear flag here, but I'm not getting short anywhere in here. we could eventually just break through here. Like we touched it here, and then if we come down, we might break through, but that's not really my strategy. So again, just because I know there's a probability that could happen, and that might be some people's entry method for how to trade, it's not mine, and I haven't mastered that yet or really back tested that or any of that. So whereas I've back tested this strategy and I am confident in it and I know how it works and understand it, so we're going to stick to that. You know what I mean? Nasdaq currently at 21,540s. We got VWAP at 483. Just kind of chopping around right now. Not really creating a clear trend. We need a trend. We need momentum. You can't have what you need. You can only have what you have. So we just got to shift ourselves internally to a degree where we're no longer emotionally dependent upon seeing a change in reality. And this mouse just keeps dying on me, even though I got a fresh set of batteries in it. I'm falling apart over here, guys. Got this freaking wireless mouse. This is why you should usually use wired. I just got to figure out a shortcut on my keyboard to flip back and forth between screens, and then I'm going to go to my wired mouse. It's on my list of things to do after the trading session. I probably should have figured that out before we started trading, but I didn't think about that part. So there's definitely a shortcut or something you can press on the keyboard to basically do this. If you know how to do that on a Mac, put it in the comments or in the chat, please. Basically, I'm clicking one button and then it does this to my screens. And then I can select a window. But there's a button on my mouse that lets me activate this. If you know of a button on the keyboard to do that, I got a wireless Apple keyboard. If you know of a shortcut on the keyboard to do that, drop it in the chat so that I can just jump back and forth between here with my wired mouse instead of my wireless mouse. That would be really helpful. I'd appreciate that. If not, I'll figure it out later. What else was I about to do? Pull up this week now, finally. The S-show is giving us a... See, it's still not working for some reason. Click this week and hit go, and it's not generating a report. We're still at no trades today, if you're just wondering. Just waiting for the Nasdaq to do something here. It doesn't have to do anything. There's today. Here's this week. There we go. So winning 83% of our trades for this week. We're only up $500. Nothing crazy. We didn't take a trade on one day, so that's just 3 days of trading. You know, should be a little bit higher than that, but we're also trading only 6 micros at a time right now because we want to get really good with just following our discipline before we scale up. So there's our P&L for the week, if you were curious. I can't see the chat right now because I lost my whole Chrome YouTube window somehow, and I don't feel like trying to figure it out until we're done trading. I don't want to miss any setups or get distracted. But I feel like I was gonna do something. I don't remember. I don't have any news coming out. We're just freaking sitting here. I don't know. waiting. 21 EMA kind of holding us up on the 2 minute here. I don't want to trade inside here. That doesn't follow our rules, so you know. Doesn't follow the rules. If we add a second entry method, I'm sure we'll be able to take trades like every single day. Once I get that second entry method, but if you can get really good with one, you might not even need to do that. You're just complicating things and maybe adding an unnecessary variable into the equation. You know, if you got really good with just this strategy, that's all you would need until eventually maybe it doesn't work. Maybe it doesn't work in a year or 6 months or a couple years. I don't know. But for now, it works. And this fly is about to get it. I'm not fast enough to do it. Remy, get the fly. Get the fly, Remy. I got to fix some of the screens in the RV, the windows. When the window's open, I got a screen, but the fly can get in. Pissing me off. I got to stand up, too. Nasdaq's not doing anything, so maybe I need to walk around. I don't know, dude. It'll start moving. I'll start moving. The Nasdaq will start moving. Remy wants to go out. I know you want to go out. If you run away, it's okay. Get some fresh air. I'll let Remy out for a little bit. I don't know what to do or say. The Nasdaq just kind of chopping around here. Sometimes Fridays be like this. I don't know. I've had good Fridays and I've had bad Fridays. Obviously, just like all of us probably, but I don't ever like to blame it on a day, the week. The market's the market. But some of my really good Fridays were when I traded like in the afternoon, but we're not doing that anymore. Imagine if you can make just a ton of money just Monday through Thursday and you just took Fridays off. Just because the market's open doesn't mean you have to trade. And then you'd have 3 days off every week and still make millions of dollars. Like, dude, what occupation lets you do that? I don't know of any occupation that consistently would let you just work 4 days a week, make millions of dollars, and you have no manager. There's nobody telling you that you have to be here at this time and do this and show up to this meeting. Or like celebrities all have a manager. Actors and musicians, they have to go on tour. We get to go on tour when we want to, and we get to pick wherever we're going. We don't have a manager that says, all right, we're going to Germany next week because I just booked you a concert. Like, no, I'm going to Germany next week because I booked me the plane ticket and I want to go there. That's the freedom that this offers. Like, this is the best thing that I can think of doing to produce income. It looks like the market wants to go up because the 21 EMA is holding, but just as I say that, it's going to start going down. I don't know. It looks like it wants to go up, but I just don't like that there's no momentum inside this range. It's too slow. You know, our trades only last a couple minutes, but when it's going this slow, you just need momentum. Done it, you know? Of perceiving our external environment right here, which is this market. It's outside of me, not inside of me. I'm perceiving it as not showing a lot of momentum at the moment. So, you know what I mean? Just kind of chopping around in here. We gotta just wait. Probably like, man, this kid, he's trying. He's trying to just sit back. Like, just sit. Like when I tell the dog to sit, sit. Stay. I gotta do that to myself. Just kind of waiting, trying to Maybe push down again under 21 EMA. See, I said it looks like it wants to go up and then it drops 15, 20 points. Maybe retest that VWAP support area again. I don't know. Maybe create a nice pole. Nice pole. Just watching Remy. Watching the Nasdaq. Watching the dog. Watching it go back down and test that 15-minute range / VWAP / pivot point area. There's a lot going on right there. So there's a lot going on right there. Wow, look at that. 3 times it's going to act as support possibly. That area went right down to the pivot point, like exactly almost. A little bit higher than I think the second time it went down, just to pull right back up. Anybody that got short right there is in drawdown at the moment. It's like, where's the traps? You gotta look for the traps. You gotta be smart. Like when she, look for the catfish. Nasdaq being a catfish right now. Just saying, oh yeah, we're gonna go down. Just kidding. I'm not bearish. I'm still chopping around. Look at that. Let's see if it tries again or not. Oh, buddy. I'm okay if today is the day that no trade happens. Just we will log another day of showing up, testing our strategy, and being disciplined and consistent, and don't lose money. Because if the only days where the strategy doesn't work is the day you would just do no trade, you could hypothetically, according to these past month and a half, have 100% win rate, which is, I know that sounds freaking nuts. But then it's like, we really only need a 1-to-1 risk to reward then at that point, or we don't need 1-to-2 or 1-to-3. If the win rate's that high, or if you have a low win rate, you need a higher RR. The goal is to maximize win rate and risk to reward, but you might not need a huge risk to reward if you have a really high win rate and you execute on it and on your strategy. And you can master your psychology over the strategy is pretty simple at this point. I think I can explain it to other people well. Another 35 minutes left in our trading session. See if we can break out below these support areas for a nice push down. This fly, dude. He's like, you got peace? Yeah, let me try to take your peace. It's like a fucking fly, dude. I used to have an electric fly swatter. I gotta find it. It's somewhere around here. Alright, we're going back down to test test the 15-minute range again. Pivot point and VWAP are like right on top of each other. There's the 480s. See if we can get down into the 470s, and then the bears might be able to step in here. There we go, through VWAP. There's the 480s. Still haven't hit 470s yet. Right back to the 490s. Patience, patience, patience. If you get through this 480s area, you probably get a nice little pop down. But that doesn't really fit our strategy, so we're not going to do it. As much as we want to do it, we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. But if it pops below 480, there's a good chance we might grab a little 10 points or so. But I don't want to do a trade just because I'm confident we're going to get 10 points. I want to do a trade where I'm confident there's like a high probability that we're going to get 20 to 30 points. Even though we're only targeting, like 15, 16 points on that first set, then if our first take profit is 16 points, do I want to enter into a trade where I just think there's a high probability that we're going to get like 10 points? No, I want to enter into a trade where I know there's a high probability that we're going to get like 20, 30 points. And if I don't see that probability, then it's no trade still. Pulling back up into the range again there, right back up to the 21 EMA, the 530s. Just like that, getting denied again at VWAP for the holding us up as support. And that's not a bear flag right there, even though we got below the range. Now we're pulling back up to 21 EMA. That's not really the kind of bear flag I'm looking for. So that's not it. It's not it. We're still in this big range kind of right here. I don't see a trend. So we're still just being patient. We got this fly in here that needs to die. Mr. Fly. Oh, man. Man, oh man, oh man. I wonder where my screens went. I don't know where my other screens are. What do we have battery wise? We're at 5%. Like, what is going on with that? I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know. Whoa. What's happened? That's not what I wanted to happen. Oh my god. Dude, I don't know what the heck is going on.